The very first screen is a silent, bloody diorama. The camera left running, no idea what happened to the owner, but judging by the state of that car, I say we have a pretty good guess. Hello everyone, and welcome to Unknown Tapes. And if that title tells you nothing about what this game is about, well, don't worry, it confused me as well, but believe it or not, this is a found footage dinosaur horror game. And, you know, I guess we're 2 for 2 now on dinosaur horror games that don't tell you what they are. Maybe that's why they're so elusive. Last year I played a game called Oakwood with a similar premise, and back then I lamented the fact that there aren't more dinosaur horror games because it seems like such an obvious premise. You had these horrifying predators that actually existed on Earth at one point. It's just that they have to overcome the hurdle of explaining why they're here in the modern day, but if you can get over that and just accept that you're a video game and can do whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. I mean, putting those things into modern situations, Velociraptors opening doors, T-Rexes trying to get into a car, dude, the sky's the limit. It is ripe for horror, and, well, the tone of this menu definitely makes me think that this will be interesting. The screenshots certainly did, so I'm more than willing to give it a try. This is much newer than Oakwood, too. This only came out a few months ago. So, let's check it out. The material you are about to see is the account of what happened in Sector XW4. This material is government property, and viewing it without authorization will pose serious risks to your personal safety. Furthermore, every voice, face, or data that could make a person or a place recognizable has been altered. The young age of the person taking the video makes everything even more shocking, and he could never have imagined all the madness and horror he would witness that day. Recording begins approximately 5 to 7 minutes after the helicopter crash, according to estimates. The government hid this place. Also, thank you. This is not your fault, but I was reading that really fast because I assumed this was all going to go away before I had the chance to finish reading. So thank you for including the skip button. So I guess minutes later we were able to drag ourselves out. That was a blow. Let's see if I can still run. Okay, it looks like we came out of that relatively unscathed. You're saying we're young? Because this is clearly an attack helicopter. Nobody was a passenger on board this thing. Well, there's a charred corpse in the gunner's seat. The pilot. Looks to be me. Okay, maybe I should move on. Towards the lights. Oh, this is surprisingly open. I should also check my backpack. Ah, look at that. It's a physical inventory. Uncovering the truth. Today is the 2nd anniversary of your passing, Dad. And I still don't even have a body to cry over. Were you very proud of your work at the ARU Research Center? And how did they treat you? Yes. I say they because, to me, it wasn't an accident like they tried to make it out to be. For me, something else happened. And the fact that, in theory, your body was totally destroyed makes me think about this even more. My complaints to the police and investigators were of no use. You know how bureaucracy works. Especially if the injured party is a single common individual, and on the other side there's a company that has various connections. You know, Dad, I finally became a reporter a few months ago, solely to seek the truth about what happened to you. So tonight, using the help of a contact of mine who is a military pilot, I will try to sneak into the area of the ARU Research Center to find out the truth about you. I love you. Freshman reporter N9475, Travis Kahn. So, an employee of this place. Interesting. Because, if you'll remember, Jurassic Park opened with the death of an employee trying to trying to transfer a dinosaur between enclosures. Here, we're kind of seeing realistically how something like that would have to play out. Now, I wonder, is this facility making dinosaurs, or has it just found a place where they somehow remained all these years? I was going to say from the start that, in my opinion, the found footage genre in games has become overused. Let's see if the flashlight still works properly. It does. It's been on this entire time, bro. But I was going to say that the found footage style has been overused in games. And you have to justify it. You have to have a reason why it enhances your story or your medium. And that's that we have absolutely no assurance that our character Travis Kahn makes it out of this. All we know is that the tape was recovered, which doesn't bode well right at the start. We know where this ends up. It's just a matter of what happens between then and now. I need a code. It's too bright for me to read that tag. Okay, I've written it down in the journal. I found a keypad to enter the scientific station. I need the code. Yes, yes. There's a lot of ambient sounds all around. This is already the second time that Dave has lost the access code to the science station. Wow, that's convenient. I hate those sounds so much. I understand that he's the chief scientist, but the company merger thing is really stressing him out. I'll check the warehouse later. The code will definitely be there. Okay. Once more, this is all very convenient. The game is decent looking though, and here's another advantage to the found footage look. In a game like this, it's all about our fear of what's in the darkness. And so having this flashlight with the convex lens, it creates a distortion that emphasizes the foreground. We get to see the light falling off into the shadows in front of us and wondering what's staring back. Like I said, it's the kind of thing that I don't like in most games, but it's immediately doing something for me here. And I was skeptical of it when I saw it on the Steam page. Question now is, why did we actually go down? Oh my god! Jeez, I was gonna turn the volume up because I thought the ambient sounds were too quiet. God, that was ear-piercing. Can we normalize the audio somewhat, please? Well, that's just great. We can crouch, too. But it doesn't seem like we can crouch quite that much. Is that a body? It doesn't seem like we can zoom in and out. You're a soldier. Okay, I guess guns didn't do you any good. Although I would still like to take my chances if that's an option. Audio tape 1. I need an audio tape player to listen to it. Okay. So, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm pressing control, please don't turn around. You were actually a thing out here the whole time. Dude, no fanfare, no nothing. You just walked in behind me and trapped me here. Now or never. I have to walk crouched to make as little noise as possible. They can hear me. Well, never, I guess. Okay, ARU 7203. To go unnoticed, I should move crouched and only stand up when I'm far enough away. Running makes a lot of noise. I need to be careful. This game has all the makings of, like, cheap Unreal shovelware. but it's doing so many things in such a cool way. Oh my god, please tell me that's not me making the noise on the fence. Also, how far away is far enough? Because I don't know if I trust myself to be able to type in the code with that thing in pursuit. What was it, like 7203 or something like that? I mean, I'll be honest, having the flashlight on, crouching, not really at all. I don't really believe that that thing didn't see me. And yet at the same time, it's got the atmospherics making it seem like it's not just the one that's here, but that they're all around. Blurring the line between danger and safety, which was a huge problem that Oakwood had, because in that game it was very, very clear when you were in a scripted sequence, it was all the time. Oh hey, I didn't notice your corpse earlier. Unless you're new. Alright. What was it? It was 7203? Okay. Hopefully that doesn't draw it in. Well, we're here now. And clearly these walls didn't save you. So the government knows about these things clearly. What caused all of this to fall? They recently started construction on the complex on the other side of the lake in the S1 area. Dave usually relaxes on the top floor of the building because he says there's a nice view up there. Dave seems really strange lately. I can't see him well. In any case, I heard he's probably going to get fired. I think they found out something really bad he did in the underground complex. I don't want to die. See, the writing is a little rough, and it kind of makes me wonder if this isn't, like, English to begin with. Like, maybe it's translated. But all over, it's just doing all these things where, like, for everything that seems kind of cheap, there's something that's done really, really well. A map of the surrounding area. Okay, Scientific Station ARU. We just came in from here, which means we're going all the way down there to Area V5. With dinosaurs in pursuit, it feels like so far. Oh, there's a safe that we'll have to find the combination to. I wonder if it's actually necessary. Wow, we are tripping over notes all of a sudden. Another audio tape player. Project R1, name Velociraptor. Lived during the Upper Cretaceous, 75 to 71 million years ago. It's a weird way to write that. First fossil discovered in 1923. Details. Sight and hearing have been weakened, that's clear, but remains lethal if in the immediate vicinity. Great intelligence as a predator, very dangerous normally, and absolutely lethal in dense vegetation. Venturing into dense vegetation in its presence is equivalent to certain death. Maximum caution. Made insensitive to light. Well, at least they're explaining it. Although, if they're insensitive to light, it kind of makes me wonder what their eyes actually do, given how close we were. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm just calling it like I see it. So we could exit into the exterior grass like we were just warned about, or we could continue searching. Personally, when dinosaurs are about, I vote to remain inside as long as possible. Again, it apparently didn't work out for them. We are all dead. Oh, look at you. And with the VHS effects, we can hardly make out your face. But our character certainly saw hey there. We can't open this either. If we have a look at our map, it only shows us roughly where we are. It doesn't show us our exact location. Man, that's actually kind of trippy, seeing it from behind like that. Oh, look, see, this way he's smiling. Okay, I feel a little better about this now. Of course, if those raptors are around, that means that maybe you are as well. See, this is what I love. Sounds. Sounds, man. Beyond the fence, we hear something stomping around out there. And we can't even catch a glimpse.
It's March 5, 1998. The research was successful. The government would have even funded the T1 project if it weren't for those incompetent managers. They don't understand anything. I think they also want to take me out. Well, they don't know that I already started doing my own thing in the underground complex. You will see, assholes.
It would probably be easier to hide that if you didn't go around leaving audio tapes about it. Okay, so now that we do have the player...
It is January 31, 1998. Incredible, really. I managed to isolate the D1 anthem for the first time. This will bring incredible advances in research. I'm very happy. They decided to entrust me with the security codes of various devices the day before yesterday. Is it possible they should take care of it? What a drag.
Wow. You got real disgruntled real easy.
Apparently one bastard survived. You can't seem to proceed. This time I help you. We'll see each other soon.
So there we are, sabotage. That's why this happened, but what could lead you to want to do all this? I mean, death by a dinosaur for an entire island seems to be— oh my God! See what I'm saying? Dinosaurs are scary. Why would it do that? I have no friggin' idea, but there it is. Oh, and immediately we're going straight outside. Oh, great. Deadly zone. You know what? I believe you. But the alternative is going back towards you. Could it be any more clear than a sign explicitly labeled Deadly Zone? Hey. I'm not liking this. Water on either side and tall grass in the middle. Oh, my. Hey, buddy. Are you gonna get dragged down into the water in front of me? That seems likely. Yeah, I guess you're okay. You're doing better than anybody else here. I guess they decided that humans taste better? Which is actually weird. Why do you even have these fields here? If tall grass is such a death sentence. Alright, it's apparently the only way. Once more, this game understands that when you have a flashlight to guide your way, an outdoor environment and lots of foreground is how you keep the tension high. Okay, little one. We can stomp that one before it gets old enough, right? Oh my God. Just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. Do not give in to curiosity. No, a porta potty will save us, right? In the movies, going to the toilet always helps you when dinosaurs are about.
It's July 18, 1998. I fooled you, idiots. You wanted to get rid of me, and I said I got rid of you. The results of those experiments will never be yours. Never. Never! Try to fool me now. Oh, that's right. You can't. Because you probably are already dead. If this out is ever heard by anyone, well know that the safe located in front of the entrance to the underground complex is 0936.
Thank you. Thank you for interrupting your murderous gloating to tell me the code. Tell me, who is this for again? Like, why did you do this? I don't know, maybe you wanted witnesses. But then again, you're not exactly getting credit for this. I mean, couldn't you just abscond with that information and break the story? That would be huge. And I'm sure people would be lining up to pay you for literal dinosaurs. Oh my god. Hey. Is that supposed to be my warning? My warning to leave well enough alone? I mean, maybe you were running back to mommy? You're actually gone altogether, although you've certainly been bringing little bits back here. I love watching little V5s grow up. For me, it's a miracle that the discoveries resulting from my analyses of the D1 enzyme have all allowed the de-extinction of these creatures. I think I'll go to the entrance of the V5 area to look around for a while. P.S. Apparently we have an infestation of tall plants in that area. Oh, isn't that just perfect? In any case, I'll just walk along the sidewalk and follow the directions on the sign placed on the fence. On the way back, I just need to do the reverse route. I'll make a report about it. Dave Joss. Okay. You know, I've really got to appreciate the people who write notes in video games. They always know just what to say to the person who happens to be finding them. And they always leave them in just the right spot. Project C1. Compsognathus? Lived during late Jurassic, 150 million years ago. That separation is insane, by the way. 75 million years. First fossil discovered, 1859. Very small size and non-lethal, if alone. Lethal if in a group. That's cool. Each one mechanically different. And they're showing these things as fake-out scares now, but the very same thing could later be a real problem. You guys suck at maintaining a facility. Ooh, look, this basement right here. And it's flooded. Flooded by waters from a pond that surely contains something horrible. I'm shocked nothing ran across the gap right there. Okay. What was the code? It was either to this or the other one. 0936. Right? S1. Spinosaurus. Lower Cretaceous and Upper Cretaceous, 106 to 97 million years ago. First fossil discovered in 1912. A little bit of lore. Need a code, but first we need power. We're gonna have to go out there to find it, huh? Well, we have our color-coded arch nemesis now, don't we? So if we stay on the sidewalk and follow directions on the signs... Well, that still doesn't really help me, does it? There we go, there's the power. And there's a note. Safe inside scientific station 0713. I can hear someone struggling out there. Oh god, I've lost my way. Alright, what we need is to go backwards. So at times, there's reason to backtrack. 0713. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I've just learned we have incredibly pathetic sprint. Not only that, but using it just wipes us out for a little while. That's awful. The flashlight may be damaged in the helicopter crash. It could also shut down at any moment. That's great. Why this flashlight can't work fine? I think maybe we should beware getting too close to the water. Oh no, I'm sliding down. It was sliding me towards it for a second. Let's go. Remember, we also don't want to make a lot of noise. Darwin, you let me know if somebody comes up behind me, right? That's cool. Things changing behind us. I don't know if we need to do all this. Actually, the code to the downstairs bunker is probably in the safe here. Goodbye, my love. What? What happened? Rewind, I guess. What just happened? Okay, we're back here. Now we're here. Did something come in behind me? Goodbye, my love. Oh, you were immediately outside, but you came in because I was trying to do something? No, What? Alright, you come this way. I come in here. Will you... You'll come up to me. You can't actually catch up to me. You know that I'm here, but you can't get into your aggro state because you know you can't get me. Let's get a look at this model. I mean, the animations and stuff are pretty nice. I actually thought the pig looked great. Maybe if we just go like this and stay here? Oh, okay. Of all the hiding spots, we had to stay specifically in this one. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Okay, so this is going to be like heavily scripted, how we actually survive an encounter, and we closed the door behind you. Not actually through our gameplay, but it happened anyway. Okay, now about that safe. Actually, where was that safe? No, it was over here, right? Oh, 0713? 0713. I really hope this is important. The idea of optional scares is pretty cool. I just wish it wasn't so heavily scripted. Past Underground Complex 0831. And you're coming back. I'm going purely by headphone sound here. Oh my god, there's more than one. There's more than one. There's more than one. Listen to the clack of your claws on the tile. I'm not hearing anything anymore, though. Remember, they can quite easily hear us. So we just gotta... Your glowing eyes are pretty creepy, and our flashlight isn't working anymore. That door's gonna burst open at the last second, isn't it? I can literally see nothing at times. Alright, let's go. Hey, how convenient. Our flashlight works again now that we absolutely need it. Oh my god. I really thought there was going to be something walking across that narrow land bridge. Oh my god!
Oh shit!
There's a helicopter up there. And it's distracting you. Take advantage of the distraction to reach the underground complex. Okay. Should I be running or doing the exact opposite? Just don't move your tail right now, bud. And you, helicopter pilot, just don't do the stupidest thing possible. Much obliged. This is the kind of break you don't usually catch in a horror game like this. Let's keep moving. So what's a police car doing on this island facility that nobody can know about? That definitely wouldn't be the doctor himself helping us out, right? I don't know what it is. I'm having a really hard time thinking straight playing this game. 0831. 0831. Let me guess, we're not going to be any better off down here, are we? This looks like it was in pretty bad shape even before all this went down. We got a map of the surrounding area. It doesn't seem too complicated. But that also means if there were to be something down here, we wouldn't really have many places to hide. Certainly nowhere to run. I will say this, though. It is scary. It is properly scary. It's using its mechanics, it's using its visuals to make us feel like prey. Everything may be really janky, it may be told in an awkward way, but ultimately it is succeeding as a horror game. And I would argue more so than Oakwood did. And Oakwood had its moments. Project AL1, Allosaurus, lived during the Upper Jurassic, 155 to 145 million years ago. First fossil discovered, 1869. The AL1 specimen created appears to be smaller in size than normal, and has also taken on a totally dark pigmentation which allows it to be almost invisible in the dark. Lethal predator that apparently prefers to wander, especially in places relatively rich in carrion. Oh good, it's a scavenger, we're safe. I need a level 1 magnetic card. Of course I do. And something to cut these chains with. Bolt cutters. The new AXL 3710 model elevators just installed represent the pinnacle of automation. In fact, to be able to use the lift, it will be sufficient to only be in possession of a magnetic key of any level. The special and advanced sensors present in the lift will immediately recognize any valid magnetic card and will activate automatically. Simply enter the lift to reach your destination. And I guess it's also telepathic? So a predator that's almost invisible in the dark. That could work upstairs or down. We have recently developed a sensor capable of detecting the presence/absence of certain experiments in the surrounding area. Through its automatic activation and deactivation, you gave us the motion sensor from Alien. Thanks to the real-time analysis of the acoustic noise produced, this sensor is capable of indicating whether you were in a dangerous situation or vice versa. Tested and found suitable at the moment with the DH-1, Dilophosaurus. The sensor could also operate automatically with other experiments, but requires further testing. Okie dokie. We've also got the crowbar now. Let me guess, we're not holding on to it? The crowbar just broke. As it always is. I really like Alan. He's one of the last to arrive at the ARU Research Center, but he immediately proved to be very kind and helpful. He recently obtained the Level 1 magnetic card, essential to access the elevator that leads to the underground complex, and to access the presentation room of the new scientific advances obtained located on this same floor. Alright, he was very happy. Alan is also throwing some sort of party at his house in the Gurguri residential complex next weekend. Can't wait. So there's residential here, they don't just work here. That place has got to be a slaughter. DH-1, Dilophosaurus, lived during the early Jurassic period, 193 million years ago. First fossil discovered, 1942. The created DH-1 specimens show exceptional hearing. They can easily hear even the most inaudible sounds. Talking, running, or even walking while standing up generates enough noise to be noticed. Thank you for being so specific as to plainly map onto the game's mechanics. Pay close attention to its venom. This creature is capable of spitting and a blinding and paralyzing venom. It is strongly recommended to use the sound detector if you are in its presence. This technological device will automatically activate and deactivate. Apparently, they have a leather collar that's always on. So you guys are gonna hide in the dark in the grass? This lets us know when you're near, because we really just have to stand still when you are. CT1, Carnotaurus, Upper Cretaceous, lived 72 to 69 million years ago. First fossil discovered 1984. CT1 specimens are very sensitive to light. The use of any light sources, such as torches in their presence, is absolutely not recommended. Pointing a lit flashlight at the CT1 will be fatal. Let's see what's on this computer. Progress, apparently. Progress 98. I really hope I haven't just let something out. I figured we'd be going back outside, considering that was actually a pretty long load time. Wow, we're actually not using the elevator, so there's more down there. Convenient map. Wow, I knew this would be something when it took so long to load. We've reached the residential complex. This represents a worst-case scenario then, doesn't it? No one on board the bus. There's such a mix of large and small dinosaurs that, on the one hand, you'd want to stay in the bus to survive the larger ones, but then the small ones just climb on board. ARU, Government-Funded Research Center. Do you really have to kill people to prevent the word of dinosaurs from getting out? Like, what is your end goal here? Two of a kind, getting suspiciously close to that lethal pack it warned me about. This grass is pretty tall, too. See, before, we were at the crash site. Everything was on fire, we were hurt, and there were noises all around us. It was terrifying. But now, we've gotten to go underground a bit, really learned what all the dangers surrounding us are. And now it's just leaving us to wonder when they're out here. Then we go underground, learn a bit more about what it is we've been running from. And now it goes silent except for the crickets. But the grass has gotten notably taller. It doesn't have to scare us with the loud stuff anymore. It knows we're keeping an eye out. That a spider is so much scarier when we aren't quite sure where it is. That's a corpse. No way. Huh. I kind of figured you might fly away as I got closer. Missing. Jeffrey Sparkle has been missing since September 3rd, 1998. He was wearing a blue shirt and a pair of gray trousers. Anyone with any information, call the police. Age 45. Oh, I assumed we were talking about like a child. How creepy is that? Just one lone car sitting under the light. And no occupant anywhere, no blood, no nothing. Something bad happened on this very spot. Fact or fake, people continue to disappear, and there are those who enjoy inventing sighting of strange creatures. Or even some of the people who lived and worked here in the dark about what it was exactly that they were doing. There's an ARU checkpoint. Looks like somebody was pulled through the window. There's some nice environmental storytelling in places, and I gotta say, I really like the design of the island itself. The fact that it is actually properly built up, and yet they're just running amok in amid all this infrastructure. Park of Philosophical Thought. Park built in 1900 and commissioned by Dr. Jeffrey Horner, founder of the IRU Research Center. During 1914, the statue of Telesio, one of the historical figures who most fascinated Dr. Horner, was introduced into the park. Is there anything to be found at your base? So this place was in operation for quite some time. And also, I've just been assuming that this is an island. I don't remember if they actually said that in the beginning. They actually kept the site itself under wraps, but yeah, this area is much more open. Summer activity plan. Football tournament between the various classes. Science night. R&D fair, funded by the ARU Center. Attention. As you all know by now, disappearances are increasing in the city. We invite you to pay maximum attention, especially during the night hours. Do not hesitate to provide any reports to the presidency. We will communicate everything to the police. Sure you will. The school. So you say the city. I'm actually not 100% sure now if this is like the company town or not. Need a key to open. Alright, so things will open as we go. We're right here in front of the school, which means we need to head to old building. Well, right after we have a look at some of these houses. I guess we're not going to be able to get close at all. I'm not going to be able to get close to... Maybe I can reach the other side of the street through the bus. You know, every part of me wants to just kind of lay down under one of the seats. I keep having to stop. I don't know what it is. I just cannot stay focused. It's pacing itself fairly nicely, though, and I mean, just look at all this. This really feels like somebody had an idea. The idea of something like this managing to break out and cause a disaster locally, and something that we know from the very beginning the government is going to cover up, that is really, really cool for a sci-fi story. And we're just playing one small part of it, thus making it a horror story. A horror story in the remains of another one. It's a good thing the dinosaurs started all these fires. I need a key to open. I could check near that black car. Well, they really had no idea how to make that obvious. Okay. There we go. I have the key to the... I saw a light in the doorway, and for a second I thought it was one of those little guys creeping out. Let's get a look before we go in. Wow, this is very sparsely furnished. I don't suppose we'll be able to try the front. I don't understand why Alan keeps a copy of the house keys in Tommy's doghouse. Absurd. By the way, I have to tell him to move that doghouse from the back of the house. I, too, just write random notes about whatever I'm thinking in the moment and drop them on the ground. Why am I so impressed with this detail? That oranges or peaches or whatever those are falling off onto the garbage can lid below. Like, why does that, of all things, feel so cool and realistic? We got dinosaurs to survive, man. I got other things to be doing. Another aspect of the faux VHS look that is working in this game's favor, certain gruesome details are able to be obscured. Here's this doghouse. Yeah. I think there might be something in the shed. This is some of the most realistic clutter I've ever seen in a video game. Why? Key for the house. Well, you know what that means. We've activated a trigger. And anything can happen. We know you're in there. So we'll have to be careful, and presumably once we get what we need, we're making our way back to the elevator, right? Let's listen out for the clickety-clack of their nails on tile, or wood. There's our danger indicator. The light went out, did it? Did it? Wait. It's responding to my mic. Okay, well, it looks like it's not too bad as long as I don't yell. God, that noise. The disappearances keep happening. I'm not scared, but I'm certainly not very calm either. At school, Jester told me he saw a strange animal the other day. Mike, I tell you, it was a dinosaur. Who does he want to take for a fool? Anyway, I think I lost my dad card in school, in the presidency to be specific. Your what? I always thought that was a myth, the dad card. I just wanted to show Jester something cool, but I ended up losing it. Dad will kill me. Oh, I almost forgot. They put a copy of the school keys in my backpack to prank me. My parents put them in Dad's office. Tomorrow they'll return them in person. These notes are beyond parody. They put a copy of the keys in my backpack as a prank. Alright, let's be real quiet now. Okay, I think we're all right. And I just ordered a few cans of fuel. If the generators at the back of the house were to fail, there would be no electricity left. They should deliver everything soon enough. They could fix the 4 indicators of the vehicle with which they make deliveries. They are always on. Incredible. Stuff like this really makes it hard to commentate. The number of missing people is increasing. Strange animals spotted. The authorities urge caution. Stay at home. And how'd that work out for you? Alan has some incredible security standards for his office. I don't know what he does in there. He told me several times that it's government stuff or something like that. The office door may seem like all the others, but in reality it is reinforced and electroactuated. As if that wasn't enough, you also need a special key. He must have put it in some drawer of the bedroom. Oh my god, you're here too. We need fuel, I guess, for the generator? You know, it's very scripted, but we've got it. We've got a proper dinosaur horror game. Like, it's happening, and you could argue that it definitely needs to be less scripted. But it's here, man. It is here and it's working and it's scary. Okay, we've got fuel, which we can use for the generator, and then we're gonna have to go back in there and back upstairs. so maybe it's a little bit padded. But ultimately we should be okay. Question is, what's going to happen when we turn on the power? Is that going to distract them, change up their pattern? There's a dog barking out there somewhere. The sound design in this is excellent. There's such a huge variety of sounds, and they're all really terrifying for the dinosaurs. And we can always hear things that actually sound like they're out there in the darkness. Like, obviously everyone knows that sound design is important in horror games, but here it's doing it in such a way where it's hard to distinguish what's actually going to be a thing and what actually is just part of the map ambiance. Like, if you do what this game is doing, instead of just using generic monster roar number 48, it makes them feel a lot more organic, like real creatures, and not just like video game enemies. But we're back to silent mode. Little known fact. Those structures on their heads are for receiving satellite broadcasts. I was so worried about that door opening noise. I didn't agree at all, and I protested several times so that the area intended for T1 was placed in a safer position, away from the city. All useless, in fact. I heard Dave talk several times about creating a T2. Too dangerous. It's madness. If something happened, the city would be too close, and there would be no escape. Probably the only way to survive would be to reach the underground complex. In case of emergency, I've created a chemical compound that in an emergency is capable of killing all dinosaurs almost instantly. At the moment, it's just something theoretical, but it's already well underway. It's all in my office in the underground complex. I made the decision to create this compound since I'm too worried about my family's safety. I'll keep it a secret. I don't trust Dave at all. So Dave doesn't know. Also, presumably, there are many, many poisons which in significant concentrations could kill these things, right? So what is this specifically? And is it maybe not the poison, but the distribution that makes this work? Looks like we're going to school. And this is why you close the front door behind yourself in a video game. That was an excellent reveal. That thing's been stomping around out there in the dark this entire game. It has us walking back through the house. It's starting to get tedious at this point. And then they throw us that curveball, and then another one right around the corner, that reveal. This game actually has excellent pacing of its scares. Oh, there you are. Can you see me all the way over there? I'm sorry, wait. One can't see me. You just run in and home right onto me. Am I supposed to go into this side here? And why is everybody converging on this house? I guess they all heard about Alan's epic party. They heard about how nice he is. But as I was saying, the T-Rex is kind of a ghost in this game. How it's just kind of out here, a constant presence, but so rarely seen and just slipping away as quickly as it came. Let's get out of here. It's a good thing we got through that house when we did, huh? Alright, walking through the bus, which I guess raises some questions about how they got in here in the first place. If it thinks I'm going back for that safe... There's somebody there. Okay, maybe things are getting a bit more open now. Do you actually have a way out of there? Look, we just came from right there. Okay, it is actually specifically saying where we are. We need to head backward. We should be alright in dealing with you. Doesn't matter, we've got the school key now. Nothing bad can happen in a school. Certainly not drawing any parallels to Outlast with dinosaurs or anything. I feel like I've had nightmares like this, walking down the darkened corridors of a school building with the vague knowledge that there's a dinosaur somewhere in here. Hey, I just realized that when I unpause the game, it actually has a play button in the top left. That's kind of cool. It at least shows that there is a dedication to the medium of found footage. And it's one of many things. It actually feels like this was meant as a found footage game, and it's not just a filter they slapped over it because it's popular. Need a key? Of course you do. How did the dinosaurs get in without a key? Yeah, it looks like somebody tried to barricade themselves in, but maybe they forgot about the windows. Anything of particular use thus far? Oh my! Well, you know what they say about dinosaurs. They're probably more scared of you than you are of them. Steel key. Well, that certainly makes things easier. This has proven to be a lot scarier than I would have expected from that first super cheap jump scare that I didn't even see. Janitor key. Note. The other day I found a magnetic card of some kind on the floor. I will entrust it to one of the janitors with the task of keeping it in the other building while waiting for it to be returned. Oh, great. The lost and found couldn't just be a drawer right here? I understand now what he meant by dad card. I thought it literally meant like a dad certification card. The key should open one of these doors around here. Maybe it's the locked one that I had the opportunity to interact with. Maybe that one. I just want to make it known that 1, we should be closing more doors behind us, and 2, that door was locked. So it's utter nonsense if there's anything down here. There's something down here. Looks like you're having boiler problems. I need a valve. Where do I find a valve? I'm guessing over by the other buddy. Got it. How are we getting out of here? Wow, these things are really Let's Play Poison, huh? So I don't know if you could hear me. Those things really are Let's Play Poison, huh? It's a good thing you guys always know just where to go to let me have an opportunity to escape. You know how they say you should close your doors to avoid fire spreading? You can also do that to prevent dinosaurs from getting around, except Velociraptors, maybe. We got the card. Great. Okay, now you do that. We have to... I guess just hiding back there wasn't enough. I don't know if you just legitimately took forever, or if I had to be standing in the right spot for you to finally come through. Are you the same one from before? I hope so. That sounds fantastic. By fantastic, I mean less than ideal. But hey, at least I don't have to be quiet anymore, right? But we come up to find the whole place completely pristine. Never mind. I have to be careful not to shine the flashlight directly at it. These are basically supernatural powers at this point. How am I getting past you? You seem to be walking away. If you go out the front doors, that's a win, right? You're turning around. I need to use silhouette to get by you. Make sparing use of this, wait for you to walk on by, take any different angle, and then move out behind you. I like this, though. Every scene has felt pretty different. Can you also hear me if I try to run? Either way, the exit is within reach. We are so close. It doesn't make any sense, but that was such a creepy reveal. Okay, I thought it was a cutscene because it just kind of stopped me for a second. It might as well be. Dude, if you don't like these VHS effects in this game, I would completely understand, and you can turn them down or off and whatnot. But in moments like this, it makes it feel actually really cinematic. Yeah, this is a rare case where I actually think that this game benefited from the aesthetic. Oh, there's more than one. We're in the Valley of Giants now. And I'm sorry, I know you can't see anything, neither can I. Hello? Was there something there? Excuse me? One thing I don't like about this game is how heavily scripted it is. You do things the exact way it wants you to, or it doesn't work. Okay, we're making it now. Did I bump into one? Was there one in the dark that I just couldn't see? Every time I've tried to just go ahead and use my flashlight, move around, it hasn't really punished me, unless it was scripted to do so. So it's down this way. Wow, if anything, what we're learning is that we were really lucky to get through as easily as we did. I know I don't have to be physically quiet around these guys like in real life, but I still can't help but hold my breath every time I'm crouching past an enemy in a game. Hopefully that's enough. That bunker entrance should be just around the corner, or rather, just down the street! I never meet people in good circumstances. They're always getting eaten. I definitely didn't show up in time to help anybody. And In all likelihood, I can't even help myself. There are two of them. I'll run while they fight. Dude, that is so cool. All right, run. That was such a cool sequence. Dude, as soon as that thing came up, look, I was going to criticize this game for telling me when I have to be careful, because it's like, in a horror game, do you really want to know when enemies are near? But with that whole setup, I was all ready to turn and run or do, like, literally anything else, and then I realized, oh no. Forget science. We're doing the thing. We're just gonna... We love dinosaurs, we love dinosaur tropes, we're just gonna do it and play it completely straight. And it worked. It worked as a horror scene. Especially the way we got out of it. This was made by somebody who either loved Jurassic Park or hated it and wish it was more scary, like in that first night. We don't have bolt cutters yet, but we can open the presentation room. Ah, yes. It's a good thing we did all of that so we could open this door and get those bolt cutters. There was simply no other way in this entire city to do this. Dude, climb the fence, slide in. There's plenty of room for a human body there. Well, this is allegedly where our salvation lies. Do you trust it? Wow, there's actually a fair bit here. And we're gonna have to find a couple more cards. One thing that does kind of suck about this perspective is when we're close to something trying to look at it, it's just bloom being reflected right back at us. Wow, this is way nicer than the tunnel leading up to it. Anything we can learn? Brief biography of the founder, Jeffrey Horner, from 1875 to his presumed death in 1936. Jeffrey Horner was a brilliant mind since he was a child, always fascinated by Chinese dragons, or the first dinosaur fossils discovered in China around the 4th century. He founded the ARU Research Center in 1900 and contributed greatly from an economic point of view to the development of the nearby town of Gurguri, also founding a school and donating a park. Thanks to the economic development and the jobs he created with the ARU Research Center, he's considered by all to be the Great Jeffrey. Sadly, Jeffrey Horner ended up missing on one of his expeditions in April 1936. He was presumed dead 5 months later. No body was ever found. Oh hey, open vents, that's cool. Yeah, see, that's why. I guess let's start looking around. Be lying if I said I wasn't a bit overwhelmed by this place. But even when the doors are open, the doors are closed. It's like an airlock system. Which one would think would keep dinosaurs out, because, you know, it was so impossible for us to get in here. Oh wow, look at that. Hugh Dolio. Well, rip Hugh. And there's the guy whose notes we've been reading. You know, creaking metal sounds a lot like one of those things feeding. Below is the information to be able to synthesize the chemical compound that I have called X1, and you can't read it as anything but extinction. The following compound should eliminate most of the experiments if released into the air via the diffusion machinery. In theory, to synthesize extinction, you need 3 parts: compound X, compound Y, and binder. With these 3 chemical components, a test tube, and the synthesizer machine, that will be enough. The situation seems critical, so I have already loaded the correct synthesis software in advance. The synthesizer machine should do the rest. I just hope I can save myself together with my family. Well, Alan, it looks like your nice smile wasn't enough. Ew. It actually played a sound for walking over the blood. Something's down here with us for sure. I really can't believe how far this game has taken us. Like, it really feels like I just sat down, but glancing over, I've been recording for like an hour 40, hour 45, and we've seen a lot of different dinosaurs, and they all actually did something. Like, they were meaningfully different, even if they're not necessarily realistic. They were all pretty well animated. They all got their own screen time. So they're not just tears. They all feel dangerous in different ways. You just recognized there was no way out. And I don't suppose there's any way we could take that with us? No, of course not. I'm not a monster. My family must know the truth. They must know the truth. On the lower floors, I saw some abominations. I'm sorry, but Dave forced me to help him. If I hadn't done so, he probably would have killed me. Or even worse, those dear to me. Dave has completely lost his mind. His admiration for Jeffrey Horner's research turned into pure madness when the corporate merger decided to block and cancel all experimentation in cloning research. I don't know what he was trying to do, but I couldn't believe my eyes. Dave used to lure the CEO of the other company that was part of the corporate merger into a genetics experiment. I only had time to read the name of the experiment. The MARP-1. The responsibility for that and many other lives lost is mine too. I can no longer live with this remorse. May those in charge forgive me one day. You have to do this, like, way where nobody could find you or would ever read that note. Well, I guess we're your messenger now. Anyway, we have a long way to go back unless this works right here. There we go. Does that mean that now we can go through the other? See, this is a presentation room. None of that collapse nonsense from before. It doesn't seem like we can actually read any useful info. But just look at this. Just a room like this that's sort of liminal on its own, but with the added knowledge that there's dinosaurs and abominations out there. Somehow it makes this place actually creepier than even SCP, which it kind of looks like SCP Containment Breach mixed with the occult when you have these curtains on the walls. is another level 2 door. We've actually been through all this pretty quickly. Locker rooms. Should I perhaps be suiting up? It doesn't seem like something that should be entered unprotected. Decontamination? Yeah, no, we'll just go through it on our own. It's fine. What's to worry about? We don't have to worry about things getting down. There's things already down here. We need that card. I'm actually dreading this. What do they mean by abominations? Let's see what's in store. Kind of a lot, a whole lot. Icarus Project, Project R1 area. And there it all is. I'm thinking we come around through here. This whole black box right here where there could be anything. Up through the storage and into the test tube room. Alan tasked me with obtaining that strange chemical compound. I have no idea what he wants to do with it, and calling it Compound X doesn't leave many clues. No, they need to synthesize the Powerpuff Girls so they can fight the dinosaurs. In any case, before bringing him the chemical compound, I'll go and check the dehumidification system of the cage located in the Icarus control room. If that dehumidifier got blocked, it would cause an absurd haze. Oh wow, are we going to be dealing with these things in the fog? I mean, this game has certainly shown an aptitude for atmospherics. The lens flares having to crawl through the smoke of the burning basement of the school. Eggs. They're using machines to raise dinosaur young. That feels incredibly wrong. From studies on ballistic nylon, we've managed to make most of the scales that make up the outermost layer of dinosaurs practically bulletproof. This is a big step forward in our research. As studies on brain cells progress, I'm sure that we will be able to create the ultimate life form. You know, I'm always one for scientific progress. This wasn't like something that you felt could be applied elsewhere. You were literally just trying to make something you can't kill. Seems unwise. I recently obtained the level 3 magnetic card, and as a task they assigned me the maintenance of the area dedicated to the R1 project. Apparently there's a problem inside cage number 1. I'll go investigate later by reaching my fingers in there without looking. Well, there's no decontamination taking place here. Oh, great. It's an indoor habitat. How did that even happen to you? Something in there have arms? This is the worst. It's so cramped and narrow and dark. And the cage doesn't feel like any protection. Okay, no. No. This is already a problem. They allow us to walk around the length of this entire thing, trying to peek in and see what's in there, and then right at the end we realize, no, it's long gone. Why don't you just sell these things? Do you really need dinosaurs? Do you really need a perfect organism? Will and Yutani called. They want their dumb motivation back. Icarus Project Control Room. Well, there's the X compound. Now I need the binder, test tube, and Y compound for the synthesis process. Project P00, Pterodactyl, lived during the Upper Triassic to End Cretaceous, 230 to 65 million years ago. First fossil discovered 1784, so they're the oldest of the bunch we found, I think. That's wild, and they were alive through most other organisms. Oh well, let's release the door. Better to stay crouched down. If one of them come from above, I wouldn't even see it coming. Oh, look at that. You're just perched, waiting for us. I wonder if you actually could have gotten me had I gotten too close before. In some instances, you sound disturbingly like dogs. Scientific equipment room, synthesis machinery room. So we need to bring our stuff back here. Just make sure there's nobody hiding on top of any doorways or shelves, which I'm sure is why these things are put open like that. Really, nothing to read. Okay, but coming back here will remind us of what we're still missing. You other guys are down here too, I can hear you. Great. Do we need to make this their habitat? Is it truly this important? Perfect. With this, I can open the door on the first floor. I just have to change floor with the elevator. Just unlock the door located at the end of the hall, whatever. I see that movement. It would be so easy to botch this. Come on, let me up. This game is great at telling you exactly what you don't want to do. Now that's safe back at Alan's house. We never did find a code for that, did we? But we're well past that now. And we're back around. So we're back. Weird obsession with these granite/marble pillars. We saw these in the research building on the surface as well, right after the crash. Floor -10. It could always get worse. It could always get worse. And now begins the maze hunt. These tubes are glowing blue. So you know there's evil science happening here. Okay. You know what they say, never get between a mama dinosaur and her eggs. Oh god, we're not going to be able to open that. Yep, this was meant to be opened from the other side. Okay, so we really are doing the hive from Resident Evil. Never mind, that makes things a lot easier. Hey, can I turn it back on? No? No. Chainlink really isn't working in our favor around these parts. I don't know how exactly this whole operation was sabotaged, but clearly it didn't require too much work. That's just a rock and it's through the fence. Actually, it kind of looks like it fell from somewhere. Okay, let's stay on what could very loosely be considered path. Is that a tree? I don't know. Why am I moving back? That's not smart. I don't think we're getting out that way. If they had implemented technology like that all over the base, maybe this wouldn't be happening. You know, it was terrifying having all these things wandering around on the surface, but for some reason it's even worse knowing that these ancient creatures are just down here in the dark. Something that is so unnatural, something so not their element. Turn off the lasers. TH1 project. Therizinosaurus. Lived during Upper Cretaceous, 70 million years ago, first fossil discovered in 1948. The specimen placed inside the containment cage seems to have developed unnatural aggression. Probable consequence due to the isolation and unnatural conditions to which it's subjected within the enclosure. Yeah, it's probably because we're so horribly mistreating it. Anyway, we turned a dinosaur into a serial killer. To Director John Grant. Hello, Director Grant. I wanted to let you know that the other day I noticed the tank room attendant handling a level 4 magnetic card. I've been working in this place for 10 years, and I still have a level 3 card. I don't think it's right. How is all this possible? If you don't take serious action, I will act accordingly. Was it our resident jealous scientist? Lights out. And we have to skirt right by your cage. Somehow knowing there's an inadequate barrier is worse than there not being one at all. Oh. What are you? And there it goes. Am I to understand that you hit the button? Do you maybe have some intelligence? Okay, this is gonna require level 4. We need the elevator to go even deeper. Oh. Stopping to look inside was not smart, but I needed to make fun of it if it did something weird. Like, you know, not have any real path for it to get through there, which it seems like it didn't. The diffusion machine they installed on the negative 18th floor is too energy intensive. More electricity is needed. I think running it with an external fuse supply is ideal for now. Apparently this machine is used to spread various compounds into the air that render the creatures highly harmless. So if the power goes out, I think the above-ground fences could have a tough time. While waiting for much better performing fences, they will manage those monsters through the power of chemistry, evidently. So does this kill them, or what? Does it actually just weaken them? Like, does it suppress or kill? Forget Dave. I'm sorry, Alan. I'm bleeding to death. It's over for me. I won't be able to create the chemical compound extinction like I promised you. The binder is in the reactor room, while the diffusion machine is on the negative 18th floor. I will never succeed. My strength is abandoning me. It's over for me. No, but thanks for the help. Now I need the binder and test tube for the synthesis process, and there's our level 4. Oh, hey, you guys. Well, this ain't my first rodeo, it's my second. Dude. If I survive this, and if I take a couple of you guys with me, I could have the sickest rodeo in town. Untold profits. I can already see it. I still need to find the binder before going up. Wait. Oh no, the reactor room was on this floor. For some reason I remembered it as being like way longer ago. There we are. What a neat looking doohickey. Code to open the door leading to the elevator is 1994. And there's the binder. Only the test tube remaining for the synthesis process. Because not only is it creepy that it's just down here in this unnatural setting, tens of millions of years removed from however long ago it was supposed to have lived, it almost feels like it knows it. It contemplated us for a second. It killed that guy somehow, presumably, but we have no idea how that's possible. We had that little moment of connection and then it's over. This. Oh, we need both. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know we had to do all this. 1994. I still need the chemical compound before going down. So we've accessed the elevator. Where do you say the test tube was? Now we can get the test tube. There we go. And get out of here. You've got your extinction right here in a jar. All that's left is to reach floor negative 18 and use the diffuser machine. Alright, cool, you're going that way. Makes things easier for me. Everybody's still hanging out by their eggs? You are. So let's make it through before the other one comes back. Sorry, buddy, you accomplished your mission in the end, I suppose. I think it's really funny, like, we see the cop dumping rounds into a T-Rex. Sure, it probably wouldn't have stopped it anyway. But then later we find that note gleefully gloating. Yeah, we made him bulletproof. I just really can't understand what the purpose is. Anyways, we have all we need. And that thing is 100% out of its enclosure now, but you sort of get the impression that it was never really enclosed to begin with. Well, you didn't quite get Dr. Traegered. You guys sure do tear through walls a lot. I mean, something of that size, like, that whole room that it was in is simply not big enough. That was a straight-up griffin is what it actually is. Floor -18. Oh my god. The electricity seems to work, even with one less fuse. If the chief scientist Dave found out, he would go into a rage. It's not my fault that idiot who manages supplies listed the wrong number for the fuses. I always have to do everything myself. Maybe later I'll get a makeshift fuse, and after checking the room for liquid filtering, I'll insert it into the electrical box myself. If the electrical box still lacks that missing fuse, errors could occur in the electrical system. In the worst-case scenario, the liquid filtering system could fail, and without filtered liquids, the chemical disposal plant would fail, generating a lethal fog for anyone who breathes it. Over time, the fog can become invisible to the human eye. So that's great and/or informative. Still though, man, I think we're dealing with something worse. Hey, the flashlight's flickering. Could it be our old friend from the school? MARP 1 containment. Well, contain no more. Looks like something busted its way out of here. It is. It is our old buddy. And this place is his domain now. It's Dave Joss. Well, this worked out great for you. I thought I could handle MARP 1 alone, but I was wrong. I believe it will break through the containment wall very soon. I don't think it's a problem. I've already activated the metro line, and at any moment the transport that will save me should arrive. It's incredible. MARP 1 is the first being to combine human DNA and dinosaur DNA. Jeffrey Horner was right. It can be done. Apparently this will bring revolutionary scientific discoveries. But above all, a mountain of money. All I have to do is go to the place of origin of that radio communication that I intercepted some time ago. Horner apparently did not die on one of his expeditions, but managed to find the island of Bermeja. If I also manage to reach that island, I can get my hands on his research. Who knows what scientific discoveries I could make, and it doesn't matter if this will lead to the loss of human lives, because this is a supervillain speech. Hello? It's been a few years now since I got rid of Matt Kahn. You were directly responsible, even though I've long ago forgotten about my personal story. I've never liked people who try to stick their noses where they shouldn't. He intended to expose and bring to light the experiments we do here, and I couldn't allow it. Nothing personal, Matt, but scientific research cannot be stopped for stupid moral dilemmas. Because this is a villain speech. Anyway, you know. We've got to be real careful now. And diffuse. But from where? You turned into a hot dog. Fuse. I hope there's a checkpoint there, because this guy might be hard to avoid. Oh, you're coming for me anyway! Oh my god, look at that thing! Alright, so you don't work the same as the other thing. You are sound-based and also sight-based, and also you work in the dark. But it looks like we do have the fuse. I must say, an abomination is right. There we go. With the power restored, now I can access the diffuser machine room. We just gotta go out and to the left. That thing is picking up the pace back there. Oh, so many winding halls. Thank you. Thank you. Ta-da. For my next trick, another extinction event. Okay, I've done everything I could following Alan's instructions. Now it's time to escape from this hell. I could use the subway. guess you're right in the way.
The next train will arrive.
Great. I hope that thing's bad on stairs. Because that made a bunch of noise behind me. I can't breathe anymore. I've inhaled too much of the chemical filth. Even if I got on the train, I would die right after. The world must know the truth. I am doomed, but the camera can be saved. I will throw it onto the train. Screw this place. Wow, that really felt built up to and earned. Wow, the camera turned into a GoPro. I mean, I guess it always kind of was. The chemical compound was not 100% effective. The case still remains open. In memory of Tommy. Oh, Tommy. That's a good boy. But okay, we got 71 out of 73 items, died 14 times, and got, I guess, an A ranking. I didn't realize we were being graded. But yet, that had very awkward storytelling at times. But I've got to say, even where it was kind of weak in the dialogue, it was surprisingly strong at getting its story across through the gameplay. I mean, every area felt different and unique, and the challenges were something new every single time. This was unexpected and a really pleasant surprise, because it's a dinosaur game, yes, but it is a horror game first and foremost, and it wasn't afraid to play around with the sci-fi aspects of that. Sure, it's not realistic, and like Oakwood, it's very scripted, and you very quickly realize that, although it's definitely not nearly as tight or on rails as that was. But it almost doesn't matter because each scene is so unique, and so it's pretty much over so quickly that you hardly even have time to notice. It's just not about the gameplay. It's a dinosaur game, it's a found footage game, but it is a horror game first. And the fact that it put that into every scene means that every different dinosaur type, even if they don't have like realistic behavior, has its moment to shine. And I remember clearly each and every time something was introduced. The whole time it felt like the creator clearly had some enthusiasm for what they were making, and they were able to take something that, even if it has some shortcomings, it entered a very underutilized genre. And again, the enthusiasm for dinosaurs and horror and found footage all show all throughout, and when you play to your strengths like that, that's how you get something really cool. And yes, I know about Jurassic Park Trespasser, I'll probably do it at some point. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.